Hello everyone and welcome to In the Huddle. Last week we talked about Aggie men's tennis results from the ITA Regional Championship. This weekend was the Aggie women's turn.
Plus, the women's golf team is trying to bring home some more hardware after their play at the Dallas Baptist University Classic. The Aggies are playing for another trophy at the Kicking Bird Golf Course in Edmond, Oklahoma.
And In the Huddle analyst Brock Bodie stops by to tell us about the Elite Athlete Training System, or EATS. Professional athletes, including Minnesota Vikings running back Adrian Peterson, use this system.
Stay tuned for a new episode of In the Huddle.
The Aggie women's golf team is in third place at the Lady Bronco Masters Classic, hosted by UCO. The event features 10 of the best teams in the region. After first round play, the Aggie women have a total team score of 316. St. Edward's University leads the field with a score of 308. Last week, the Aggies won a third place trophy with their best team score of the season in the Dallas Baptist University Classic. We'll have the results from the final round of play at the Central Oklahoma Classic on next week's show.
CU men's golf team is looking to improve their play after a tough week at the Bruce Williams Memorial Invitational Tournament. The 21st ranked Aggies men's golf team finished 10th out of 13 teams. St. Mary's University hosted the event in San Antonio, where Cameron finished with a 3-round score of 902. The men's golf team placed behind 3 Lone Star Conference schools and finished ahead of 1. Head coach Jerry Hernshire says the team didn't adjust to the greens and made too many wasted shots. Senior Peter Svalin finished with the tie for 5th overall with a 3-round score of 215. He also finished the tournament with the best par 3 scoring average and the second most pars. More action from the Aggie men's golf team continues October 12th at the annual Territory Classic in Duncan. Cameron won first place at the tournament 2 seasons ago and finished 7th last season. All-American Peter Svalin will miss the next 2 tournaments because he will be competing for his home country of Slovakia in the 2008 World Amateur Team Golf Men's Championships in Australia.
The Cameron Aggie tennis teams are wrapping up their 08 season. Last weekend, the Aggie women's tennis team was in Abilene, Texas for the Intercollegiate Tennis Association Regional Championship. It was a 3-day event in which spots for the ITA National Championship were determined. CU got past 2 days of tournament play until the final player, Irene George, was eliminated in the quarterfinals. George at one point came back from a 1-0 deficit to win her second round match with scores of 5-7, 6-2, and 10-6. She also teamed up with Sophia Rich in the doubles bracket and made it to the round of 16 before being eliminated. Head coach Helvey says the tournament let the team know where they stand in the region and that they still have a little work to do. The Aggie women's tennis team will be participating in the Lone Star Conference Individual Championships this weekend along with the men's team. This will be the last scheduled event of the semester for tennis and will be played on MSU's campus in Wichita Falls.
The Aggie cross-country team is getting over some illnesses that sidelined 2 top players at last weekend's Oklahoma State Jamboree. Mononucleosis kept senior Josh Stewart and freshman Mark Merritt from possible top 10 finishes. The Aggies still managed an 11th place finish in the 8-kilometer race. Last year, the Aggies were 17th out of 17 teams. Sophomore Mohamed Khalifa finished 8th and was CU's top runner with a time of 26:11. Jonathan Sharano of Cali, Kansas College took home the individual title with the time of 25:02. Cameron's cross-country team will be running in the annual Chili Pepper Festival hosted by the University of Arkansas October 18th. The Aggie runners finished 26th out of 36 at last season's event.
The Aggie volleyball team is sitting pretty with a 3-match win streak. CU swept the Panhandle State Aggies on the road 3-0. The team's improvement on blocking has led them to their longest winning streak of the season. Cameron recorded a team hitting percentage of .308 and held Panhandle State to a negative .036. Junior Lindsey Pazik led the team offensively once again with a team-high 12 kills on 21 attacks for a .429 hitting percentage. Freshman outside hitter Melissa Acton led the team with 13 defensive digs and had 7 kills on 17 attacks, as well as a team-high 4 service aces. The team's assist leader was junior Laura Ellerbrock, with a game-high of 20 assists. The Aggie volleyball team will be hitting the road Thursday to take on Southeastern Oklahoma State at 7 in Durant. The Aggies' next home game is next Thursday, October 16th against the Tarleton State Texans. If you can't make it to the Aggie Gym, the match will be broadcast online on the Aggie Video Network. Just visit goaggies.cameron.edu and click on the Aggie Video Network icon for play-by-play commentary.
In the Huddle, analyst Brock Bodie is back with us this week to talk about a special athletic training system called EATS. And Brock, what exactly does the EATS do?
Basically, it's designed for athletes to build flexibility, footwork, and agility and strength. But it's not just strength for, packing on a bunch of plates. It's more realistic. They actually use jump stretch bands whenever they do bench press. They hook onto these bands on the side of the barbell, and this really helps get prepared for more realistic types of workouts. And their flexibility, that really helps get loosened up, and then it moves to the agility drills, which is like ladder drills and forward weave laterals and stuff like that. That really helps get their footwork and really helps them get ready for the game.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: if it worked for Adrian Peterson, man, he's a beast. I'd like to see what it could do for someone with a little less talent. I don't know.
Yeah, it might work out. Let's talk about something that's going on in national news. Your boy O.J. Simpson was convicted on 12 counts, including kidnapping, armed robbery, and burglary.
Yeah, funny thing on that, 10 years to the day after he was acquitted for murder, he's charged with these charges. So I guess it was just that time of year for O.J. Simpson. I don't know what you can say. He's fallen from grace quicker than a lot of people actually probably thought possible.
Yeah, O.J. does it again. We're used to it. Another thing we're talking about is what happened to your Chicago White Sox? What's going on in the MLB playoffs?
The young Tampa Bay Devil Rays that came through in the clutch. I think they're one of only the fifth baseball team to win their first postseason series that they've gone to. But it's not going to get any easier. They're facing the defending champions Boston Red Sox, who beat the Los Angeles Angels 3-1. They've changed states so many times I don't even know.
Yeah, and then we have Manny Ramirez, Joe Torre, and the LA Dodgers facing off against the Phillies. Who do you got in that one?
Man, I got to go with the Dodgers, but that's a personal preference. I want to see a Torre-Francona matchup in the World Series. That's something we haven't been able to see, only in the ALDS. But Terry Francona, Joe Torre, with Manny Ramirez playing for Joe Torre, it's going to be an interesting storyline, especially if they're the one teams who end up making it to the World Series.
Definitely. Anytime you got a Ramirez on your team, that's trouble,
Yeah. I think you're a little biased.
Yeah. I got to take, as much as I am a Yankee fan, I got to take the Tampa Bay Devil Rays against the Bo Sox. So we'll see what happens in those series. Also, OU Texas is coming up. Who's your pick in that?
You got to go with OU. Texas passing game is horrible. They're like coming from the nation, and they're really going to struggle with OU as far as that goes.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the edges for OU. That's the highest rank they've both gone into the game since 2003. OU's ranked number 1, Texas is ranked number 5. The top 5 is dominated by Big 12 teams to begin with. Missouri jumped in and leapfrogged LSU to number 3. But I think it's going to be a huge game for the conference with all the speculation over who's better, the SEC, the Big 12. I think this game could really be a landmark for the season, and the winner of this game could easily parachute or jump themselves into a running for the national title. And I really think OU's got the advantage. Their passing game, Bradford is like one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the completion percentage in the nation. And Texas defense, their pass defense is horrible. They haven't gotten any better. They're in the low hundreds, low 90s. So I got OU.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. College football can go either way. A little update on some high school football that went on last week. Elgin and Cash played for the first time at Cameron Stadium, and Elgin smashed the Bulldogs in a 17-0 deficit. But anyway, if you hear that sound, the buzzer has sounded, and that means it's time to wrap up the show. If you'd like to see complete statistics on any of the Aggie sports events from today's show, just visit goaggies.cameron.edu. Also, check out the Aggie Video Network icon for live play-by-play commentary. Our next volleyball video broadcast will be on Thursday, October 16th, starting at 6:55.
And if you tuned in late to today's episode, log on to youtube.com and check out our CUTV channel. Just type in CUInternetTV with no spaces, and you'll see all of our latest shows, including a Digital Film Geek, Top of the Hour, and the Morning Show. So be on the lookout for the premiere of CUTV's first telenovela. I'm going to need some help on that.
Pasión Universitario. I thought I should have read that, and that's going to be in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. Be sure to check that out. Join us next week for the latest in Aggie sports and any other sports you want to hear about. I'm Cecilio Ramirez.
And I'm Jacob Russell. Until next time, we'll see you in the Huddle.